Hello everyone, it's electric news highlights time. Quick news about the electric car world. If your company has electric cars as company cars, of course you want your employee to charge at home. It's cheaper for you and it's easier for the employee. Tronity has a software solution for you to know how much you have to pay your employee for charging at home. With the Fleet Manager you manage your employees and your cars. Tronity connects to the cars and knows exactly when the car is charging at home and how much. And then you get an easy monthly bill for your employee. If you want to know more, there's a link in the description below. If you like this video, it would be nice if you show it also and maybe subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss a new one. Lucid prototypes. Lucid, so far American company, builds the Lucid Air in different versions, and the Gravity. The Air is a sedan and the Gravity is an SUV, and they're very luxurious, big batteries, a lot of range, very special cars, and also not very cheap. But Lucid just announced that they have prototypes for another car which will be lower priced, around 70,000 euros they think, and then in the States will be dollars. A mid-sized, mid-priced SUV, very interesting, and it will be like the BMW iX3 or the Mercedes GLC. ID Tiguan. We thought it would happen and it's really happening. The IG Metall, which is the union for the Volkswagen, there for others too, but also for the Volkswagen group, they have said that it's official. The next ID.4, so which will be coming this year, will be named ID Tiguan. We saw that already with the ID.2, which is the ID Polo. So I don't know if the ID.3 will ever be the ID Golf, no idea. But it's really happening that the number scheme will fade out and it will be real names, so you will have always a car that's on a combustion engine, the Tiguan, and then the ID version, which is then the electric version. More demand than expected. BMW iX3 and Mercedes GLC. A lot of people want that car, even though nobody has driven either of those cars. A lot of people ordered the car and both of them are producing like crazy. Mercedes, for example, has now 3 shifts, so 24/7 they're building the car because the demand is so high, and still when you order one you have to wait a while till you get one. They both have around the same numbers, the 800 volt battery systems, they charge really good, have really great range. iX3, for example, comes with the over 100 kilowatt hour battery and efficient all-wheel drive motors, so very interesting. In 2025, BMW sold more EVs than the year before. Mercedes didn't, but with the CLA and the GLC, they want to get to where they want to get to sell more electric cars. By the way, if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery, where I'm vlogging. So if I get a car, what's happening with the car, if there are any news and anything happening, really awesome. Tesla cuts job. The Gigafactory in Berlin, in Brandenburg, has cut around 1,700 jobs in the last 2 years, and this wasn't known, which is really weird. In 2024, Elon Musk said that they have to cut some costs and they have to let some people go. And as far as we know, back in the day, in Berlin, only 400 people lost their job only. But now there has been new numbers where they show how many people are employed in the Gigafactory, and when we see the numbers 2 years ago, 1,700 people lost their job, so the 400 was not enough, sadly. New Volvo EX60. Last week was the world premiere of the EX60 with the same platform, the ESP-A3 platform, as the ES90. So 800 volt battery system, really great charging. It looks, as we expected, very alike the EX30 and the EX90, just size-wise in the middle. Very nice. We have a different screen, which is now portrait, landscape mode, not portrait, like in the Polestar 4, which is cool. And there are 3 versions to choose from, and I have to read that off. First is the P6, has an 80 kilowatt hour usable battery, rear wheel drive 275 kilowatt, 5.9 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, WLTP range 620 kilometers for an SUV with 80 kilowatt hour battery, already good. Can charge with 320 kilowatt peak, 18 minutes, 10 to 80%, and will start at 63,000 euros here in Germany. Then the P10, which is an all-wheel drive version, 91 kilowatt hour battery, so all three versions have different battery sizes. 375 kilowatt all-wheel drive, 4.6 seconds. 0 to 100, 660 kilometers WLTP range, can charge with a peak of 370 kilowatt, still takes the 18 minutes because bigger battery but faster charging, and will start at 66,000 euros. The P12 all-wheel drive is then 112 kilowatt hour battery, 500 kilowatt all-wheel drive, 3.9 seconds 0 to 100. WLTP range is now 810 kilometers, that is really good, that's on par with the BMW iX3 xDrive 50. Also all-wheel drive and big battery, 106 kilowatt hours I think. 19 minutes now from 10 to 80% charging and still 370 kilowatt peak. This will start at 72,000 euros. All three have a top speed of 180 kilometers. Volkswagen Zwickau Recycling. In Zwickau in Saxony, Volkswagen has built a lot of cars on the MEB platform. I got my ID.4 Walter there, the first edition plus. They're still building the ID.3, the Cupra Born and the Audi Q4 there. And there were plans that the ID.3 moves to Wolfsburg for production, but so far it's still there. But what they're also doing there is recycling cars. So they get EVs, but also ICE cars, so internal combustion engine cars, Golf and whatever, and they recycle the car. They reuse the parts. So if parts are still okay and still can be reused, they want to use this for used cars if they need to replace stuff. And then they're also going to do recycling stuff that you cannot be reused, like batteries and stuff and motors and so on, which is really cool. And if you want to support the channel, you can do that here on YouTube via channel membership. But you get also something for it. You get early access to new videos. And if there's something really important happening, you are the first to know. Volkswagen escapes fines. So for 2025, the EU made up a rule what CO2 average for all the cars that you produce has to be done. And Volkswagen did not get to that goal, but also the EU said, oh, in 2025 is still okay, but in 2026 and especially 2027, you have to reach that goal. And Volkswagen is really happy about this. They sell a lot of electric cars, especially in Europe, especially in Germany. But still, they also sell a lot of ICE cars. And if the EU wouldn't have changed this, they had to pay around 2 billion euros, which is a lot of money. But it also means they're behind and they have to keep up. And in 2026, the ID.2 is their thing where they want to get it out as fast as possible. Again, as back in the day with the ID.3. So hopefully they don't rush it and they bring a car that's not fully developed. That would be very nice. BMW reached the goal that they had to, which is really amazing. Mercedes didn't do it, and if they would have to pay, it would be around 700 million euros. But they still have a year, like I said. Tesla full self-driving. In the States or in North America, full self-driving is a feature that a lot of people are using, and from the videos that we see, it works pretty okay. In Europe, it's right now in the phase where Tesla is trying to implement it, and they try to get lawmakers to let it be allowed. You can take test drives. You can go to a service center and say, I want to have a full self-driving test, and then a Tesla employee is behind the wheel and is there, but you can be a passenger and see how it works. But now Elon Musk said he wants to get off the pay once and then you always have your full self-driving, which it is right now everywhere. From February 14th on, you have to pay monthly to get full self-driving. I think it was 99 euros if I'm not mistaken, which is a lot of money. In Germany or in Europe, it's still right now also at where you pay 7,500 euros for full self-driving. We'll see if this will change here as well, and you can only get it for a monthly cost. BMW M Neue Klasse. The BMW iX3 is the first car of the Neue Klasse platform that BMW showed. Very efficient cars, new battery technology, 800-volt system and so on. And now they have shown that M versions will also come for the Neue Klasse. M versions are the more sporty cars. There's the M2, M3, M4, M5, and then even from the electric versions you have M versions. That means more power, more sport-oriented track versions and stuff like this. And for the Neue Klasse EVs, there will be 4 motors. So each wheel will have a motor. Right now you have 2 for the front or the rear, or only rear wheel drive. Then you have just 1 motor. You will have torque vectoring that will change everything in milliseconds. So depending how you drive, every wheel, every motor gets different torque, what it needs, like the Rimac Nevera. Really cool. A special CPU controls every unit individually, every motor. Special M software, special battery for higher power, better cooling, and more regen. Very, very interesting. A bit of news about the channel right now of the Volkswagen ID.4 Fire and Ice. I tested it a bit. Next weekend I will do the long distance trip, and then next Monday this will be picked up, and the Volkswagen e-Caravelle is coming. It's more for a company car, that when you have a lot of stuff in there that you have to transport, if you have a little company where you bring stuff and stuff like this, which is really cool. I want to test it out. It won't be the new version that just has been announced, a new version with a bigger battery. It will still be a bit smaller battery, but this really came in the middle where I asked for one and where they said, yeah, we bring you the car, and then there was the announcement that the new battery is coming out, but they don't have the cars yet. This will be in a few months, but I'm looking forward to that. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BetterLife1, but that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.